Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to show you how to create these do-it-yourself Christmas tree ornaments. For the first ornament you're going to need some cheap cookie cutters. I find metal works better for this, but plastic will be fine. Also some twine. I chose to use this kind of more farm-like twine, as well as this white cotton twine. Cotton twine was a little bit more comfortable to use, so just letting you know. I'm also going to need a pair of scissors, and then later on I choose to use a glue gun. First of all, what you want to do is take the twine and create a very firm, tight knot at some point on your cookie cutter. This is actually quite an uncomfortable thing to do. The cookie cutter kept sort of cutting into me every time I tried to bring the twine around, so I probably would suggest a plastic cookie cutter, but otherwise it gives a really nice effect. So I'm just tying that on, cutting off the excess. Now, the best way to do this is to work in small increments. If you try and wrap it completely from the ball, it's not going to work. It's going to get all sorts of tangles. So, cut off a small amount of the ball of twine, and using that small amount, just wrap it around nice and tightly around the cookie cutter. You won't need to glue as you go as long as you're doing it tightly. Once you have finished a section, just hot glue it down, or just use any sort of glue that you have laying around. And then once you have that, you can move on to the next section. Again, you can either use the glue that you've already put down to fasten the next section, or you can tie another knot, cutting off the excess. Either will work just fine. If you are using hot glue, please be careful of your fingers. I burnt my fingers several times. This is nothing new to me. There you go. There's our first little cookie cutter figurine. So I'm going to take a little bit more twine, and I'm going to use this to create a little handle for it to hang on the tree. These are really cute. For my theme for Christmas this year, I'm going for a very rustic theme. Whites, wood colours, and a little bit of silver. So I really wanted something a little bit more rustic. But you can do this in any colour that you like. You can even wrap it in fabric, you can wrap it in some cotton. Anything will work for this little DIY. There you go, there's our little cookie cutter. I also did this with the white cotton twine, which was a lot more comfortable to use. The exact same steps, just tying it off, cutting off the excess, wrapping it around tightly, and there's our little cookie cutter. Adding a little bit of string, and I decided to make this one hang a little bit more so it kind of looked like it was flying, as it's a little angel. And then you just kind of put these on your tree like you normally would. You can choose to fasten this however you choose. I kind of like mine hanging off to the side, but that's just me. Now, for the next little ornament, you're going to need some styrofoam balls, as well as some thumbtacks. This is kind of a nice little edgy one. So basically, and it's really simple, stab the styrofoam ball full of thumbtacks. I used 100, but I probably could have used 110, to be honest. But yeah, I just covered the whole ball with the thumbtacks, and then fastened a little hanger onto it using fishing wire and a needle. But that's about it. Then I'm going to go into the next one, which is using glass, baubles, and some stickers. So I'm just going to use the stickers to decorate the glass bauble, and I'm first just sticking it down, and then I later went in and hot glued the edges down because the sticker was only in the center for some reason. So I just hot glued the edges down, and I just did this 3 shape because I knew the back of it wouldn't be seen, and that's our glass bauble. Then taking another styrofoam ball and some wire ribbon, I'm first going to take some beaded needles. So these have a pretty white bead at the end, and I'm just going to stab the ribbon into the styrofoam ball so it stays. I'm doing this on both edges of the ribbon. Then I'm going to wrap the ribbon around, cut off the excess, remove the 2 needles that I've already put in, and I'm going to re-stick it once I had those edges back together. Wire ribbon works really well for this because it does bend to the ball, but as you can see I kind of had these little ridges. So what I did is I just cut everywhere there was a ridge, pressed the 2 ends together, and then put another needle through it. This actually created a really nice sort of quilted effect. It looked really pretty. So once you've done that, use another needle to fasten a little bit of the twine or fishing wire, whatever you're using, and that's our next bauble. And you can use any colour for this. Next I'm taking another glass bauble and some hot glue, and I'm just creating some hot glue snowflakes. Then I'm going to sprinkle some medium size glitter. This is a kind of pearlescent silver glitter all over. Make sure you have a container underneath so you don't waste any, and then tap the back of the bauble. This will get rid of any excess glitter. Then I just repeated that 2 more times, covered it in glitter, and there is your snowflake bauble. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's my first ever real DIY tutorial. I hope you liked these ornaments, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye everybody!